Hi, everyone. Hello, we are here. We are live. Want to make sure that everyone has what you require. We're here for the super super conscious Sunday. Yeah, super conscious Sunday. Let's just start calling it that. So, super conscious Sunday, we are here. We are going to be heeding the dragon's call. We are here to unlock within us our highest unconditional divine love. And we are going to be doing a really deep meditation practice this morning. So, this is a whole lot of magic, whole lot of fun to kick off your Sunday. Grab yourself some water, grab yourself a pen and a journal, a candle. If you have a palm sized or even smaller stone, we're going to be activating this as a place for you to hold your dragon key as you're learning how to manipulate these energies between you and the angels, guides, beings of light that are here to support us in our mission of New Earth. So, I am Karen Terrace. I am the Dragon Doula. I am keeper of the Dragon Gateway, and a holder of the Dragon Lineage. So, we are going to be learning all things magic, all things dragons, coming into that whole and complete self that we know that we are as immaculate birthers of reality. So, just make sure my notifications are off. We're going to be setting our space, setting our intention for the day. So grab your candle. I have mine. Whew. Oh, the energy is already like, oh, my back. We're going to talk about the back thing too in a second, but I'm just like so stoked. I'm also excited because this new necklace just came in today and it has a key on it. It was like perfect divine timing. I'm so stoked. Thank you, Amber from Promontory Point Jewelry. Gotta give a shout out to my ladies. So it's perfect timing. Turquoise, German heart keys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, anyway. So we're gonna light our candle. We're just going to set the intention for clear, clean communication between us and the star within our heart, between us and the stars in the sky. Today is Sunday. Today is the day of the soul. I'm a Leo and very much a part and akin to the number 8. So today is just like a very powerful day for me or for everyone because it's 2/28, 2021 and numerology. Anyway, so let's come into that space of knowing that we are connected into the divine heart, that we are having clear, open communication, that our channels are clear and open, and that we are going to have some beautiful activations as we call in the dragons, call in our ancestors, call in any of our guides, call in the fairies, the inner earth beings, calling in the interstellar beings, the Sirians, the Pleiadians, all of the star fam, all of the soul fam, everyone, calling in those who you would love to be in communion with right now, but maybe due to circumstances haven't been able to like physically hug or hold them in a while. So just call them in. Know that telepathy is communication from higher heart to higher heart. So you can have an open communication with anyone from any time or space by connecting into this higher heart energy, which is what we are going to be unlocking with the activation of the dragon key. So, from here, always, we take our, also, let's just appreciate the incense holder today is our trusty red dragon. Um, I have a few different ones, but this was the one that came today. We always light our incense or your sage or your palo, whatever you have right now. Light it from the candle that you already set the intention from. Weaving it in a figure 8 motion. Really, truly coming into this space this sacred space right here and right now, taking this time for you to come into your highest knowing of love, peace, unity, and respect. Bringing all polarities into the singularity. And if you want to do a little, maybe you had a day, you can do a little bit on yourself. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna actually put my candle back over here so I don't accidentally burn my world down. But we'll leave the incense over. Okay, so the dragon key. First of all, before we jump into that, let's have a conversation about what spiritual technology is, where it comes from, how do we utilize it, and why it matters. And then I'm just gonna really come into this because this is a lot coming through right now. So everyone can put your device down, rub your hands together like this, reach your hands up and clap, and pull that energy down through your chakra column, really grounding in. So wherever you're sitting, just adjust your booty and be able to sit really tall and straight. Posture is really important as you are learning how to hold more light in your body. So divine missionary work. What does this mean? So, when we think about missionaries, I live in Utah. So, when I think about missionaries, I think about cute little 19 to 22-year-old boys who are going around on their bicycles with their little black name tags and their white shirts, and they're preaching and teaching the gospel of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormons. So, if you break it down, any missionary is really just teaching the word of God, right? This is now shifting as we are coming into our own knowing of ourselves as God and understanding that we do manipulate the quantum fabric of time and space depending on what our thoughts are. Okay, so based on neurology, quantum physics, all of the anatomical structures we can, and psychological evidence, we know that our feelings and our thoughts get buried inside of our physical bodies to the point where some people even suffer from really intense things like fibromyalgia, which is what I had for about 7 years of my life. I was diagnosed when I was 20 and wasn't fully they'll never say that I'm cured, but I would say that I had cured myself by the time I was 30. So 10 years where PTSD and all these thoughts and all these really intense melodramas of my life were playing out in a cellular memory in my body. So as we reclaim more light and as we clear that trauma, we really can physically shift how we look. If you were to scroll through my Instagram and look at a picture of me 3 years ago to now, yeah, you can tell it's me, but whoo, it's a whole different person, right? So part of that is really holding that divinity. So having that dragon spine, having that solid backbone, having a spiritual backbone. What does that mean? To stand up and speak the truth. This isn't this is my truth, this is your truth thing. We are speaking the truth. Dragon energy is the primordial life force of all magic. When we're talking dragon magic, we're talking magic's origination point. All magic stems from dragon magic in this universe, in all universes. The dragons are the birthers, the immaculate birthers of all sovereign creations. Every universe, every planet, every species has been held within the heart womb of a dragon before being manifest in physical form, in whichever reality in the multiverse it exists in. So when you can connect all the way back to the black womb of no thing, all the way back to the divine mother creatrix, all the way back to this absolute knowing that you are already whole, perfect, divine, and complete as you are, and you can command reality, that is when you have tapped into that dragon magic that is then going to rewire your DNA. Okay, we're looking at a cellular level. We're looking at the fact that we can actually see the carbon breaking away and these crystalline strands of DNA being activated instead. We are aware that we emit billions of biophotons from our brain every second, that this light can then interact with light on other parts of the universe and affect quantum reality. So the more that you learn how to hold this light in your body by reclaiming your divinity through your posture, you start to shine your chest, right? You have this very, so let's do that together, right? Let's sit up. Again, if you're sitting, which you can do this whole thing standing. I almost did it standing, but I don't have the right thing for I don't have the setup for my laptop yet to stream on both. Um, but go, like, literally grab your booty and lift the flesh out from underneath your booty so that the pointy part of your butt is like connected to the chair or to the floor, and push your hips just like forward a little bit. Basically, I'm gonna like move you. Push your hips forward a little bit so that really your your openings are pointed downwards, right? So your perineum and all of this should be pointed straight downwards. And then what you do is you take a deep breath and you actually roll the shoulders up, but then down the back. And this helps shift your rib cage so that your rib cage and your pelvis are actually like stacked on top of each other. Take another deep breath in, just really shining your chest forward, and then take your neck and just like, you can, if you have hair, it works a lot easier, but you can just grab the very tip of your head and like pull, okay? And just like breathe here for a second. This alone, in some of the workshops that I do, like it takes us 15 minutes just to get everyone in the room into this posture because we're so used to being compressed, okay? As we're standing up in this divine missionary work, this truth of God that we need to be the example. We need to stand tall. We need to have this beautiful posture, stand with pride, speak with pride, have the song on our heart be what it is that we are speaking all the time. And the song on our heart is New Earth, right? This is the divine mission. If you are here watching me, you are here to become a super conscious leader of New Earth, to really implement and create and innovate all of what is necessary for us to actually have a planet and a human race and other animals and species that can coexist on a planet where there is no war, no poverty, where everyone has access to clean water and healthy food and education and medicine of all different types, who have access to expand their consciousness however they choose. Free will reigns, that everyone is supported in their root chakras, that we are teleporting, that we're having telepathic conversations, that our superpowers have come online, so that at that point, the whole of Gaia, the entire planet, and all of her inhabitants can shift from third dimension into fifth dimensional reality. If no one has ever explained to you what New Earth is, that is the definition. That is what we are fucking doing. It's already been done on other planets. Karnak, which is the Syrian Star Nation's planet where Green Tara comes from, they already did it. But they lost more than 2/3 of their population in the process. They were very much just in this golden age of Shambhala, but not the whole planet. Like, there was a lot of stuff that happened in that process that we are correcting in our ascension. Okay. Whew, that is it. Like, let's just sit in that for a second. I'm gonna take a sip of tea because I think I just blasted a couple of you like, oh fuck, I thought New Earth was what? So just sit in it. It's good. Feel the tingles. Sit it. How can you sit up? Did you collapse already again? Check your posture. Now that you understand the divine mission at hand, and you know yourself as one of the divine missionaries, you need to start to develop the strength necessary to hold this level of light within your body. If you haven't already gone and downloaded the Accelerated Ascension Bootcamp, go and do it right now because it is a really, really powerful tool you can use as a video series that will explain a lot more in depth this cellular, emotional, mental a relationship that you really need to understand before you're able to it's like when you start working out any muscles, right? You want to know about the muscles, you want to know about yes, William, it is. That is a powerful definition of new earth. Thank you. It is what we're creating. Just like any workout regimen, right? You want to make sure that you're eating the right like macros and micros. You want to make sure that you're getting the proper hydration. You want to make sure all these different things. So as you're working your super conscious muscles, you need to learn how to come into understanding with everything that happens in your reality. So the Accelerated Ascension Bootcamp is a great place to start. And I'm actually coming out with like the Dragon Mystery School is going to be opening in either April or May. I still haven't figured out exactly when, but we are going to be, it's 12 weeks of like deep immersion into this dragon magic. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that, about all the ways that we interact as we are energy beings, right? So, spiritual technology, if you've ever meditated and you're like, I led a meditation a couple of weeks ago where we came into divine union with ourselves, and Yeshua and Mary Magdalene appeared and they gave everyone a gift, like it was like a wedding present, right? And lots of people got different things. Some people got books, some people got rings. I personally got a selenite athame, and later that night I had some pretty intense experiences where I was using that athame in very ceremonious ways. Um, to really like carve out I like carved out pieces of my heart that were like no longer needed, like dead. It's like cutting off dead pieces, like when you're cutting an avocado and you like cut the brown part off of it. Yeah, I was doing that with this crystal and athame. But now my heart is full of a whole different level of light that I didn't know I could hold before. So it's like all these dark parts that needed to just be like completely removed from my system so that more light could come in and could heal it so I could probably so that I could teach this live stream, to be honest. Like honestly, there's no such thing as coincidence once you start playing with the dragons. You can sit there and draw a synchronicity map, which I've taught you guys how to do before. And a map is always just going to show you where you've been and give you kind of a good idea of like, oh shit, here's a pattern that I have. But when you're drawing these synchronicity maps, like you can actually kind of start going insane because you realize your whole life is one giant synchronicity. You realize that you can literally go all the way back until you were born, and even before that you can connect how your parents met and all these other things and really see how it is just this giant Fibonacci sequence of events that occurs. So there is no like it's all divinely planned. We just forget that we planned it, and that's what's the fun of it. It's like when it's like going and hiding Easter eggs and then like getting amnesia after hiding them. Somehow magically overnight you just get straight up amnesia. You're the one that planted. It's not like the little kids who are like coming up and finding them. Like you put all of the Easter eggs out in the yard and then in the course of the night forgot, and now you're spending the next, 120 years of your life finding all these Easter eggs. That's what it is to be God. That's what it is to like realize that you are creating this whole planet and that you are worthy of knowing yourself at that level. Like I can still remember being a depressed, suicidal, anxious housewife that had fibromyalgia. I can remember the years that I was like killing it as super mom. We had the best parties. I was entertaining everyone. Martha Stewart ain't got nothing on this, like so much. I can remember who she was. She was also a drunk. She also got stoned a lot. She's also very, 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 very angry and bitter at the world. So it's like, on the outside, it's like really classic 1950s, like housewife sort of stuff where she's like drinking, she like hides the vodka in the cleaning bucket, right? I'm going to go clean the bathroom. Yeah. Um, so I can remember those patterns and I can remember how she used to think, and it takes me being super conscious and being very aware of where that leads to then catch myself when I'm in those thought patterns and just stop it and nip it in the bud and say, "Nope. The only thing that exists here is peace, love, unity, respect, and bliss." to the highest potential, unlimited health, unlimited wealth, unlimited happiness, unlimited connections. I am limitless, right? Completely limitless. I am expanded in my liberation and I am limitless. That's what I have to do to really catch myself and remind myself. Okay, I go stand in front of this mirror that's right here and I catch myself and I have conversations about how we can cut away those dead pieces. So, the spiritual technology, if you've ever had a dream where you were given something or a meditation where you were given something, these are pieces of spiritual technology that are being given to us to help us stand in our mission easier because we are warriors of light. We are warriors of truth. We are going to have our human selves thrown through the mud, defamed, called crazy, possible attempts on our life, all of these things, because as we look at our own Akasha, we look at our own records of how many lifetimes we've been here on earth before. Many of us have already burned at the stake. Many of us have already been through these trials and tribulations, and there's cellular memory within our own DNA coding that's like, safety. It's like a governor, right? It's like a governor on a car where you're driving and you're flooring it and there's just this straightaway and it doesn't matter how much you fucking floor it, you reach a certain amount and the car's manufacturer has automatically put in a stop measure to slow your car down, right? So my husband's Cavalier that he had when we were first dating governed at 118. So even though the speedometer goes up to like 140, that car would govern at 118, and you have to like go in there and actually like take the governor off if you want to fully go 140 miles an hour or beyond. We all have governors. We have governors that were put on because of the because of just the patriarchal system, how we've been in that age of Osiris for the last 200 or 26,000 years. We have the governors of our lives, of our stories, of our traumas. We have the governors of our past lives, right? Past karmic ties and bonds. And then here's the kicker, which so many of you, when you come and work with me, you're like, oh shit, this makes so much sense. We can, for the most part, clear off a lot of these ties and cut the cords and all this stuff to things that other people have done to us. It's a whole different ballgame when you cursed yourself in the middle of getting burned at the stake, and you have to remember how to undo that curse that you did to yourself to stop you from creating new earth because none of the humans want you to and they keep fucking killing you instead. Like, this is real talk. Like, this is what it means when you're a dragon. You are an ancient soul. Like, fuck old soul. You are an ancient soul, and you have been doing this for millennia. And there are times that you were like, nope, screw it, I'm done, and then curse yourself in the process, and now you have to unlock it. So the dragon key that we're going to be the dragon key, which is the activation we're going to be doing here in a minute, is going to be the key that unlocks your sacred heart temple, the center of your higher heart. But it's also going to be the key that unlocks all of those different curses. So it's I'm essentially giving you guys a cheat code. Remember the Easter eggs? We're going to give you all a cheat code. You can tell how old I am. I don't know. Some of you guys are a little bit older, but yeah, video game technology terminology, y'all. So, what do I want to say about the Dragon Key? So, the Dragon Key. So, spiritual technologies. What are some other examples? So, when you listen to the Sophia Code or read the Sophia Code, which is a book that I highly recommend, if you can get back past the human of Kaya Ra, who was the channel of it, and like really just look at the initiations, read those parts, connect to the energy of it. Key code 777 is the key code for the Sophia the Sophia Dragons. And in that, you receive your golden dragon light body, which is essentially like a giant golden suit of armor that you're able to hold around your physical form and then eventually expand it. When you first receive it, it's about 10 feet, but mine has expanded to like bigger than my house, and it's where you can interface with. Yeah, I digress. Anyway, so that's one. um Archangel Michael has been giving a lot of people his sword of truth, so that will get inserted into your spine. So it'll either be that the handle is here and like comes down and then like the sword is penetrating downward, or the opposite where it's like your hips are the, whoa, I said that in my giant rope. Hi. This just fell over for no reason. Like there is a giant dragon in here. Maybe my tail whipped it. That's crazy. um, or he might install it with the handle at your hips and the sword pointing straight upwards, but it still gets like installed into the spine area too. It's your way of discerning truth. It's so that you are only ever speaking truth. It helps to cut away any it's like a really massive throat chakra opening either way because of how many lies you might have told, how many times you've had to bite your tongue so that you don't sound crazy. So that's one. Yes, go listen to it. It's great. Um, I mean, I've received books. I've received so many pieces. So it's all of it is like gifts that you're light, that light beings, right? Like I've gone to astral travels where I signed away all of my earthly contracts, and I was gifted the golden. It's like this quill. A lot of mine is like gold. I won't lie. There's a lot of gold and a lot of crystal, but it's fine. So it's this quill that now, like, whenever I'm presented in a meditation or with a situation where I am facing an earthly contract or any sort of contract, any old bond, I can like tap into this quill and sign away, like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm writing something new. I'm rewriting my story, right? I'm no longer stuck in my old stories, and I use this quill to rewrite my story. So these are what spiritual technology are. So we are going to be activating within all of you your dragon key. So we're going to do that by actually having a physical representation of it, though, so that many of you who I know, like, you're like, what the fuck is this lady talking about? I swear, I'm like, I just bought my first crystal ever, and now I'm doing this way, like, deep level magic. This is how it goes, okay? When I started my, like, spiritual awakening in 2018, I went from like kind of getting like a few full moon readings here and there to doing an Akashic Records opening to buying like thousands of dollars of fucking crystals. I don't recommend that phase. To having really intense conversations with Sekhmet and Thoth, to channeling over 400 pages of work in a book all about dialing into the universe, to then being in a super conscious awakening course where I was able to look at all of my shadows and all of my light and come into, like, it was like excel. This is why I talk about the vortex of ascension. Like, it's a vortex. I teach the accelerated ascension boot camp. Like, the people who come into my sphere, you already are golden dragon teachers, and you just need to remember. So that's why you come to me, because I'm not going to coddle you. I'm going to tell you how it is. You're going to have a lot of homework you got to go do by yourself and figure your shit out. And then I'll be here when you're ready. Like, people will go months without tuning into my content, and then they come back and they're like, okay, I fucking get it. So that's your choice. So we're going to take any stone that you have. Many of you will have already charged your crystals in the moonlight over the last day, so take anyone. You want it to be about hand size, though, mostly because, like, sometimes you have places that you want to put it, and like a big stone just doesn't make sense. Like, I might want to just like set this like in my collarbone, and it might not like stay if I was like leaning back. There we go. Right. So we're going to be doing this dragon key. So the dragon key. All right, we're just going to dive in. So go ahead and get comfortable. So if this means you need to like put your phone down and lay down, that's fine. Or if you prefer to stay in a seated position, again, just making sure that you're really like sitting up nice and straight, or better yet, sitting in a chair where your feet are like flat on the floor. Ooh. And we're going to start just by doing 1 minute of breath of fire. So, breath of fire is inhaling through the nose and out through the. So, we're going to start by panting like a dog. So, open your mouth. Now, close your mouth. Okay, now while you're doing that, you're simultaneously pumping your navel point. So your chest isn't moving. And if you can, like, you're really actually trying to pump your solar plexus. Most people don't have that level of like core control, but you can always try it. So you want to have your stomach like pushed and then you're moving actually a little bit higher. So for the advanced breath of fire worker, you're no longer working on moving your navel point, but you're actually only focus on right here. If you're new to breath and fire, you're trying to actually move your like belly button like in and out. And it'll automatically happen as we go. So I'm coming up on, take a nice deep breath. We're gonna do 1 minute starting now. 30 more seconds. Almost there. Now take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it at the top. You're gonna squeeze your sex organs and your perineum like you're holding, like stopping off a flow of urine, and squeeze, 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 squeeze your abdomen in, squeeze the energy, take a little sip of air at the top like you're sipping through a straw. Squeeze, 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 and oh, let it go. Shake it out. Okay. It's a good way. It reoxygenates your body, clears out toxicity, all of that. Just 1 minute a day. I do it for like closer to 6 minutes every day, but whatever feels good for you. Also, if you're really cold, standing in line somewhere, you can do breath of fire and it really will warm you up. Okay, so now get comfortable. Yes, and you guys could have been like laying on the floor doing this. It's totally fine. So just get comfortable where you're at. Have your stone in your hand. Taking a few rounds of breath. Going to place your crystal on your heart. So holding it in your left hand, putting it on your heart, crossing your right hand over, and then just getting comfortable here. Calling upon the keepers of the Dragon Gateway, calling upon the Alpha and the Omega Dragon to come into our circle, to guide us through this portal, to activate within us the Dragon Key, which will help us to know ourselves better, to know who we are as gods, manifested in form, creating reality, to know ourselves as fractals of the divine, singing our own song. Coming into awareness of any of your guardians, your dragon guardians. Taking a moment to learn any of their names. If you need to pop up for a second and jot anything down, We're going to just take a pause right here. A lot of you are meeting your dragon guardians and dragon guides for the first time. So I really want to give you the space to write down anything that you need to right now before we dive any deeper into this meditation. Okay, coming back into your comfortable position, laying down or sitting, holding that crystal to your heart. Some of you might be noticing a spot in the left shoulder blade right near the spine. Might be getting warm or tingling. This is the dragon umbilical cord. This is a mark of the dragon. This is where wings will often be found as well. But for those who are here really activating as golden dragon teachers, you will feel this spot often. And it's just that reminder, again, like holding your spine straight will often alleviate any sort of sensation you have there. And really breathing deeply, receiving the love and support necessary to move forward with this divine mission, knowing that you are fully supported in all ways, in the physical and non-physical realms. Again, just breathing. Sometimes we just forget to breathe, opening in all directions, feeling our bodies, just connecting into our bodies, noticing where there's any aches or pains, because this is where you'll want to later put your crystal to help unlock, knowing that any dis-ease in the physical body is first coming from the mental and emotional bodies, and also from the spiritual, from those past lives, from those karmic bonds, from those curses, ties, bindings, all of these things that have occurred to our soul, with our soul, for our soul's growth, that we are now ready to be released from as we remove the veil of the illusion of suffering, that as we step in and strengthen our superconscious muscles. So now we're going to venture into our heart centers a little more. So everyone get connected with your heart. See that beautiful green glowing orb of your heart. And within there, I want you to start walking the path of white stones forward. And as you're walking, you notice that the coloring around you is shifting from green to more of a pink color. And you're walking and you're moving slightly uphill, ever so slightly, walking down this path of beautiful white stones. And now you've reached the foot of this enormous staircase. And this staircase is pearlescent pink and gold and white. You start walking up these stairs. And while it feels like it's been lifetimes and lifetimes that you've walked these stairs, you're actually going to reach the top in only 8 steps. With each step coming into more fullness and awareness of who you are as the divine creatrix and creator. Stepping now 1, picking up all of those past life knowledge, all of the times that you've been here before. Step number 2, all the way up, picking up any of the knowings from before you were even here. All the way back, your soul is infinite, really claiming your knowing inside that you've already done this before and you know exactly how to get to the highest level and you're ready to bust through. Taking another step 3, now collecting all of the knowledge of your ancestors here on planet Earth, all of the lineages, all of the magic, all of the mystery school knowings, claiming them, knowing you've already gone through so many initiations before and pulling it all up into your body. Taking another step 4, claiming all of the knowledge from your direct bloodline ancestors, anyone who has this knowledge that they're willing to share with you. Taking another step 5, coming now into your inner child who already has all these answers inside of them as this creative force, being able to create for the innocence of creation, just for the sake of creating and letting it be. Taking another step up 6, this is for your inner adolescent, the one who knows about desire and lust, the one who often gets pushed aside and shoved aside and forgotten about. So many beautiful ideas exist within. Another step 7, pulling in all of the information up until your current age that you may have forgotten or left aside, pulling it from other timelines, really coming into fullness of who you are right here, commanding this reality, calling in all of the other timelines so that you can be within this singular reality, singularity, no longer running other programs in the background, really coming into fullness, wholeness, and completion. And your final step 8, as you're up at the top of this ginormous staircase, you look down, you can't even see the ground behind you, but you've made it in only 8 steps. And here you are claiming all of the knowledge of the future, all of your future lifetimes, all of the technology and understanding of future ages, of other interstellar beings of the future, pulling all of that into you now. And at the top of this beautiful staircase, you're in a courtyard, and in front of you is this beautiful fountain. And the fountain has a statue of 2 dragons that are interweaving together, and you can't tell where one of them really starts and the other one stops, but you can tell definitely that it's 2 dragons. One jet black and the other pure gold. One is made of this beautiful obsidian and the other one is this gold, but strong, very strong gold. So there's also some platinum and titanium interwoven in there to make this very strong structure, this masculine and feminine dragon interweaving together, this whole divine union within. And the water that's pouring forth from this fountain isn't just regular water, it is the divine holy waters, the primordial ooze. It's very mirror like. It looks like liquid mirror almost. And it's so bright. And you go and you sit by this fountain, just listening to the water, coming into this knowing that here you feel at peace, here you feel whole and complete. And you look over and you see this giant doorway, and You go to try to open it and you just can't. There's just no way. There's this beautiful keyhole. You don't know exactly how to open it. You look everywhere. You're searching. You come back to the fountain. You take a sit. You say, show me the key to my innermost sanctum. And you close your hand, your left hand, and you feel within it an object. You open your hand, and there's a key, the perfect size that fits inside this lock. And you unlock the door and you open the door, and here you are fully in union inside of the deepest chambers of your sacred heart, your Hrit chakra. Here you will come many, many times as you learn to work with your golden dragon light body, as you learn to harness the power of chaos and create, to turn the formless into form. For now, you just smile with the accomplishment of how easy it was to just command that you had the key all along. Close the door, tuck the key into your pocket, and you slide back down the staircase. One big giant slide. It turns into a slide. It's no longer a staircase. Woo! Sliding down. Let that inner child out. Whoosh. Back into the golden green glow of your heart, walking down the white stone path. Coming back into awareness of the room you're in. Slowly wiggling your fingers and your toes. Moving ever so slowly until you are here back with us in this time and space for Superconscious Sundays. And then look at your stone that you have in your hand, knowing that all of that power, all that energy is in here, so you can start carrying this with you. Again, beautiful to meditate with it, or if you have a sore spot or anything. Remember, our job isn't to like consciously know why we have all these pains or consciously know why. It's to trust that we have the ability to move energy from the subconscious into the superconscious without taxing our conscious mind. Our conscious mind needs to be clear-headed and in this ingenious ingenuity, intuitive space, right, where we're innovating constantly as we're building new earth. That's the divine mission. So as you work with this dragon energy, you're really able to, you'll be more connected in dream state. You'll be able to live like 100 years in your dreams and heal and do all these things, and your physical body in this reality will not have to know that, and you'll be able to move again, moving from the subconscious into the superconscious with ease and grace and flow and love. And so it is. Okay, I have left a few minutes for questions, or if you guys want to share your experiences, I'd love to hear them. Oh, I didn't even do the dragon. Okay. So while you guys are typing out there, I'm just going to do a little dragon invocation serenading. Yeah, it's coming through pretty strong. So this is just going to help solidify the tinglies that you have, really like hold it in your body all day long. Amasio tono veia nateo Nodreco massa e novianti ando vege Hinonqua sataniando e noveane one vetearo Amanave otovateya onoveane angavoa Hano ale podo veanova Enova Batia, Devo do Draco Nova, Eo Aho. Mm. Ah, yes. Thank you. All I got was a yellow orange dragon. Perfect. So connect. So you can use your two pen channeling method to connect to your golden dragon. Um, have a conversation with them and find out what it is they're wanting to teach you. You're so welcome, Tani. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Awesome. Yeah. So dragon tongue, you guys, invocations, you know that you can get your bespoke dragon invocation with me. You receive a track very much like that you're able to listen to. It's your own higher self singing through my vocal cords and bringing you that truth that you need to know, like the truth of who you are as a fractal of the creator manifest in form, singing your own song. Fire dragon was my guardian. You're so welcome. Look, fire dragons, I'm telling you, this like copper, gold, orange sort of vibe is happening a lot. That sacral energy is really waking up. New dragon had come and met me with Augustine, Black, and Little. Oh my gosh. Oh, so good, Maurice. I love it. Yeah. Go. Also with dragons, sometimes they give you names that like it doesn't make sense. I will often give people their dragon name as a way for them to connect. So them as dragon in the dragon academy that you would have come through before you ever came to Earth. Um, and the names, like I would literally just write them out phonetically best I could and then let them read them out loud because there'd be like P's and Q's and Z's and all these things and it wouldn't make any sense, but then they would read it and it'd be like, you know, Kelabilithesia, and you're like, oh yeah, perfect, that's it. Ah, feeling a deep shift in your body. Amazing. So good. I love it. Such an experience. You guys, this is what we get to do. We get to come together and we get to play and we get to have fun like our little inner children. Like how exciting. Another thing you can do with these, you can just meditate with them, right? Like so set them at like eye level and focus on them. You can do that with a candle too. I love candle meditation. Just start playing with it. Start knowing that everywhere you go in a meditation, if you ever come across a locked door, nothing's ever locked for you anymore. You have the dragon's key. You either can keep it in like a necklace around your neck that you like know when you go on a meditation journey. Like maybe you get called to do a shamanic journey or a sound healing, right? Then before you really like go into the journeying part, you just like mentally like, okay, I'm mentally putting on my dragon key so that when you are in that really deep theta healing state, if you do come across any locked doors, you really already actually have the key and you've had it all along. We just activated it and now you have this. And that's also the reason why I had you get a palm sized one so that you can like carry it with you, like remember when you're going to the sound healing to bring it with you, sort of thing. So I have a strength crystal and now the key. Yes, yes. That's so cool. Crystal Shop's giving you free crystals and then you used it today. Perfect. Yeah, yep. So just sit with it again, Tawny. You can just sit with that. And they will appear more. So the more you can connect to your dragons, the more you really allow yourself to open your imaginations, tap into those super conscious gift, have that telepathic conversation, higher heart to higher heart, and just play. This is the journey. This is where we get to really step up and sing our own songs and be bright and shiny and new versions of who we really are meant to be because we have really finally shed all the layers of who we were told that we should be. So thanks so much for joining me this week, guys. I love it. Always, as always, DM me. I love to hear your experiences. Book your bespoke dragon invocations. Um, it's the link in my bio. And then Accelerated Ascension Bootcamp, I will come back through and leave links for that. Or if you're interested in it, if you're interested, send me a DM and I'll send you a link to the discounted one. So I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday.